Peter at Plumbing Express with another plumbing minute for you. Get the chance to teach you guys a little bit about some of the plumbing things you might find in your home, good or bad, that you need to possibly look at addressing. So this is something we run into a lot down here in Florida. A lot of the track homes that are being put in are using these push-pull stops. And so what happens with them is they deburr the end, hopefully, and then they shove them over the end of the piece of pipe. So it could be CPVC, it could be PEX. Maybe they might even use it on copper, I'm not sure. But how this works is, you guys can take a look at it, there is a little push-pull action that goes on here. And one of the things that, even though it says push to close on there, most people don't realize is when you turn these, it doesn't actually do anything. Because the stops that you're used to from emergency stops you're used to growing up had a handle on there that you twist and turn. So, oh, here, Barry, I forgot. Barry, my assistant, has it here for me. Thanks, Barry, I appreciate the help. So this type that we have is a metal one, actually is a quarter turn. So that's off and that's on. Barry, thanks. Here, you can hold that back again. Thanks. All right, so on these, again, with the push-pull on this, one is you have to know that you're not turning it any longer because that's not going to do anything. But one of the other big issues with this, two parts to it, is one, over time as these age, this function of it popping out, because pulling it out is what actually closes it. Eventually the O-rings start to wear in here and the plastic also starts to wear out, and just the pressure sometimes of the house water will pop this out. So as a result, you might push it in and turn it on and then come back later on and find out that your toilet's not running, or that it didn't fill back up, or that your faucet's not working, because these only have a certain amount of life expectancy in them to go back and forth so many times. And over time, eventually that pressure is going to start pushing it out continually. So that's one aspect of it. The other thing is this fitting, this push-in fitting right here. If it's not done correctly, this is potentially looking at leaks down the road, or even really scarily enough, possibly blowing off. So we're not a big fan of seeing these in homes, and we really recommend most people that they're going to be taken off. Now, do they meet code? Sure, they do. But it's not something that we like to see in any of our customers' homes, and we really strongly encourage them to get them out of there. So this is one that you'll see a lot of times, and they make ones like this that go up to sinks, to lavatories, which are bathroom sinks, and then also for toilets. This happens to be a toilet one. Now there's really a big double-edged sword here on this for me. One is you have this plastic coming down with a metal crimp that actually holds it on here, and this is made to be able to freely turn. Now how many times it's going to turn before eventually it wants to break off, I can't tell you. But more important to me is this plastic nut that's up here. Now these nuts are made, you're not supposed to use any tools to tighten them. You're supposed to do it by hand alone. But Plumbing Express, our company, we don't install any of the plastic type nuts like this. We only install the metal ones because we know for certain if it's a metal one, we should be secure being able to hand tighten it up there, give it that last little snug and feel comfortable in there. There's a nice washer in there to be able to protect against it wanting to leak. But with a plastic one, we just don't feel confident with that. So ones again like this, we want to look to just get rid of them. We encourage customers when we go to their houses, these are something we want to see taken off. Not something that we want to see staying on for them. What we always recommend is we go to something like this. Now, this particular model we have, here you go, Barry, maybe you can hang on to this for me as well. Thanks, Barry. So with this particular one here, this is made to be able to go onto a piece of copper, but it can also have the back end changed out. It can go onto a piece of CPVC and just glue directly to it. And then there's also models just like this that are made to go directly onto the PEX that we use to be able to, and not just us, but many other companies use as well. These are systems where we know it's really adhered to tight and solid to the actual pipe coming out of the wall. There is a separate supply, not one that's joined on here from a factory. And then most importantly to us is this one specifically has a nice quarter turn, so off to on function in here. It really has a nice longevity to it. It really outlasts the old compression ones, which were the ones that you probably grew up where you turn 3 or 4 turns to get it to turn off, turn 3 or 4 turns to open, and usually in there someplace over time, they eventually started leaking out of the stem. So these have a lot of nice longevity to them. This is definitely what we recommend to our customers. I'm not saying that these are against code. What I am saying is we strongly encourage customers to have those removed from their house because they don't have the longevity that you'd like to have when you're in your own personal home. So again, this has been a Plumbing Minute with here at Plumbing Express. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you like this information, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button if you get the opportunity, and don't forget, here at Plumbing Express, help can always be on the way. Oh, Barry.